Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So everyone is talking about this Gillette ad. People have really strong opinions about it. Everyone's saying I have to do a video about it. So here I am. This new Gillette ad apparently targets toxic masculinity. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people are saying that it's very, very offensive towards men. People are saying it's an attack on men and that it's just overall crap. It's just a big mess. So here's a little clip of it. And then obviously I'm going to talk about it.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy? What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
And I have to say, I feel like if you're the kind of person who's like really taking this as like a huge stab in the heart and you feel very much betrayed by Gillette, honey, and you're just very, very offended by it, like truly to your core, you're probably the kind of person who like writes bad Yelp reviews when a restaurant gives you 4 sides of ranch instead of 5 on a takeout order. Like you're probably that kind of person. You probably also have this kind of haircut, which is disgusting. On the other hand, having said that, I'm really not a fan of the ad. Like, I think the ad is really, really stupid. Toxic masculinity is a term that's been around for the last few years. It's definitely a feminist tagline. It's something that you learn in college. Like, I remember being in a gender studies class, and that was one of the academic terms we had to learn, which was toxic masculinity. So it's this idea that, like, there's a certain set of behaviors that men are conditioned to or taught to act out that are harmful to society. And I've honestly always taken issue with the idea of referring to it as toxic masculinity because I feel like if there was such a term as toxic femininity, it probably wouldn't gel over as nicely. You know what I'm saying? Like no one ever talks about the fact that women are actually more likely to abuse children. Like that is a statistical fact. And we don't call that toxic femininity. We just call that like abuse. More than anything, I think I just get really annoyed with like how so many brands these days are trying to appease a very small but vocal minority of people who believes in terms like toxic masculinity. And you know, it's a small group of people. It really, really is. But a lot of companies feel pressured to bend to the will of those people. And to me, this entire commercial was just trying to earn points with that small group of people. Because let's face it, if you do your research on Gillette, they are far from a female empowerment brand. And when it comes to fighting gender stereotypes, like they're kind of the worst. They make pink razors. Every woman in the comment section will agree that when you shave your legs, whatever you have to shave, girl, you take your husband or your boyfriend's or your dad's or your sugar daddy's razor because women's razors just suck. So if anything, my issue with Gillette is the fact that you guys make women's razors that are pink and that don't perform well at all. That's a whole other rant. By the way, I'm gonna be super real. I have no idea how to segue into the sponsor of today's video, but we're gonna take a quick break to the sponsor of today's video. So Lost Island is a super fun game. I've been playing it for the past 24 hours straight. I'm literally level 80 already, so you know it's real, girl. You basically land on an island that you can completely design, customize, make your own. It's kind of like The Sims, I guess, but it's honestly more fun. Like, I enjoy this way more than The Sims. So it's super addictive as well. I've been doing things like fixing the lighthouse, planting flowers, just making it my own personal island. The game is relaxing. Like when I just want me time, I'll get in the tub, light some candles, play this, and it's everything. I honestly lose track of time playing this. There's also a story. There's relationships and love and drama twists. You can download Lost Island now from the link below in the description box to support my channel and get 7 lives and 700 coins for free. The boosters really help you get started in the game, and you'll need the lives for when the levels actually start getting hard. So definitely check it out, you guys. Lost Island is amazing. But back to the topic at hand. So I thought because there is constantly a focus on toxic masculinity, it's equally as important to point out toxic femininity. And if you're getting upset, you're a hypocrite because you probably should be able to feel how men feel when they get told the same thing about themselves. Number 1, stop putting your hands on, abusing, and physically assaulting men and then using your woman card or badge card to get out of getting hit back or getting in trouble. Personally, I hope that you do get hit back because it's not cool to hit people. Number 2, stop body shaming other women. One thing I noticed upon transitioning and having a bigger social circle of women is that women talk about each other's bodies really, really badly. They talk about whose butt is bigger, whose is smaller, who has a fake this, who has a fake that, who's ugly, who's fat, who's too skinny. It's really, really gross and really, really not cool. Because newsflash, men give about 1/10 of a shit about what women look like. We are hypercritical. Number 3, stop being gold diggers. Now, obviously, a lot of women are probably gonna hear that and be really upset. I think it's important to note that if you're getting upset over, you know, a bad stereotype or example of femininity, then you probably should understand how men feel when they get told, you know, don't be a rapist, don't be an abuser, don't be a jerk, don't be a gold digger. How about that? It's 2019, rent is high, cost of living is high, don't depend on a man to pay your rent, get a job and pay your own bills, get a career. Stop prioritizing your appearance above literally everything else in your life. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of women are definitely conditioned to feel a lot of pressure about. And, you know, it's not necessarily their fault, it's society. But at the same time, we have a choice. And I think that's an example of toxic femininity. Another one, stop being so jealous and catty towards other women. It's like an epidemic. Like, I could not even believe it. When I transitioned and started having a lot more female friends, females in my circle, I noticed everyone's jealous of everyone. Everyone is so insecure. Stop. So long story short, guys, no one likes the entire weight of bad behavior of their gender to be put on their shoulders. If you're a woman and you felt like I was making really crass stereotypes about women in this video, that's because that's what everyone does about men. And I'm just trying to get you to see that it's kind of not cool. And I'm not going to sit here and say that you guys should like boycott Gillette because I don't think it's that deep. And I also think like, you just don't have to. If you like your Gillette razors, use them. But don't use the women's Gillette razors. Just, they're terrible. I think more of what I get annoyed about is that toxic masculinity is constantly a topic. Like it constantly is being written about. There's articles, there's TV shows. Like it's just so constant.
Toxic masculinity in the wake of the Me Too movement.
Bullying, sexual harassment, and toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
And I feel like just chill. I think like the issue isn't that we are focusing on like the negative aspects of more male-like behavior. I think the bad thing is that we're like only focused on that. Like when it comes to the female side, the mood is female empowerment, female strength. And when it comes to the male side, the mood is toxic masculinity, what men shouldn't do, what men are doing wrong. And I feel like we should probably just be a little bit more uplifting to both sexes. So I'm gonna give you guys some facts and I want you guys to just let them, just think about them. 43% of boys are raised by single mothers. 78% of teachers are female. That makes close to 50% of boys have 100% female influence at home and feminine influence at school. So to me, it seems like the problem isn't toxic masculinity and more so a lack of masculinity. And again, that goes back onto men. Stop abandoning your families so that these little boys have actually like proper, real masculine role models to aspire to be like. They have nothing to aspire to when it comes to masculine role models, masculinity as an adult in general. And so it comes out in really toxic ways when they're older. I think what we don't want is a situation where men start devaluing themselves in society because there's constantly this imagery of like their masculinity is bad. Like it's just not. If you like this video, or if you're just mildly interested in seeing more, subscribe to this channel and definitely give the video a like, give it a comment. I read every single comment. If you think I'm not gonna read your comment, I am. And if you like me a lot, which I really, really hope you do, consider being a member to this channel. You get exclusive videos and exclusive content, and you get to be one of my favorite people in the world. Hit the join button on my channel or the link in the description. It really helps the channel out a lot, so I really appreciate everyone who's a member. And until next time, I will see you in the next video for the next controversy. Love ya. By the way, guys, I've recently taken a step back from Twitter because I feel like all it's used for is to get people in trouble for things they said like 6 years ago, and I'm not really here for that. But I am here for Instagram. I've been posting on Instagram a lot more. That's the easiest way to keep up with me outside of YouTube. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Ms. Blaire White. Ms. Blaire White. Love you.